Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then hi. Today we're going to be making banana bread just because it's one of my favourite recipes. There was a time where I would literally make it every single week and eat it all by myself. As the days went on, yeah, I don't know, we could get back to that point again. The point is, banana bread rocks and we're going to make some. Okay, so I've just preheated the oven to start with to 180 degrees Celsius. And I've lined my tin, it's a loaf pan, very, very lazily basically, with some foil. It's literally all crinkled, but I have left some flaps at the very sides to help lift it out when it's done. Yeah, you can do a neater job if you want, it doesn't matter, it really doesn't. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is grab half a cup of butter. We have salted butter at home, but if you have unsalted butter, just feel free to use that. It's completely fine. I should probably get a spoon for this, to be honest. I didn't think it through. Back in a second. Anyway, as I was saying, if you are using unsalted butter instead, then when I add the salt, just make sure you add twice as much. And in the description, I will leave the instructions for using unsalted butter because I feel that's what most people use for baking. Alright. Okay, so now we've done that, we're going to add in roughly half a cup of plain old caster sugar, or granulated sugar if that's all you have. And then add a quarter of a cup of light brown sugar, that much. We're going to turn this on again and cream it. Alright, so now that that's done, the next step is to get our bananas. I've chosen the spottiest bananas I have, and I have 3 of them. And we're just going to throw them in. You can pre-mash the bananas, but I find it really doesn't make a difference. So I'm just going to throw them in here. Right, then I'm going to just grab this and sort of stab at them. We've got a sick looking mixture here and we're just going to blitz it up again, same as usual. So, very simply, 1, 2, and we want roughly 1 3/4 cup of plain flour, so around that much. Next we're going to add in a ½ teaspoon of salt. Again, if you used unsalted butter, then add a whole teaspoon of salt. Next we're going to go in with a teaspoon of baking powder. And then we want ½ teaspoon of bicarb. Finally, we're going to add in around a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon. Nutmeg, we want around 1/4 teaspoon, maybe even a bit less. I'm not really a fan of nutmeg, but adding it into banana bread really does elevate it. I just don't want to taste. I don't want to taste the nutmeg though. And then we're going to get some allspice, mixed spice, same thing. And we're going to add literally like 1/8 teaspoon. That mixed spice. And now I have a fork and we're just going to mix this up. You can see that it's not, by any means completely mixed up, but that is what we want. Okay, so consistency wise, it is like a dough. Yeah, very thick, and that is what we want. We don't want runny batter at all. Final thing, we're going to add chocolate chips. I've got 1 pack of 100 grams here. Lots of people like to put around 200 grams in this much banana bread. For me, that's way too much, but you do you. I'm going to add in most of these and leave a handful to the side to top with. Alright, so now I'm going to take this to the oven and I'm going to put it in there for about 40 minutes. But depending on, like, I don't know, science, it can take up to an hour. So I check at about 40 to 45 minutes. Stick a cocktail stick in or a cake tester and check what the middle's like. Mind you, if you get some melted chocolate on it, that does not mean it's not done. Chocolate melts when it's warm. I've made that mistake before, so yeah, just bear in mind that once you take it out, it will keep cooking. And you know, those extra 5 minutes it would have stayed in the oven are going to be, you know, done with residual heat. And an extra 15 minutes just out on the counter. So yeah, take it out just when you think it's about to be done. Otherwise you'll have some dry banana bread and that ain't good. I just took out the banana bread and we're looking good. I'm gonna leave it in here to cool for another 2 hours or so, or until I can touch the sort of side of the tin and it doesn't burn me. Alright, so as you can see, it's completely cooled now and I've taken it out of the tin and put it on a plate. I'm just going to cut a slice. Let's see. Very soft, very easy to cut. And that is for me. I always like to have my banana bread with some almond butter. So I've gone ahead and put some on. And I guess I can try some.